Hi guys, Derp here, and today I've got some very spicy battles in the Open Great League, recorded by myself with Shadow Flaafy. So if you guys aren't on my Discord server, you should definitely join, link in the description. I caught a 15-13-15 Shadow Mareep during the Team Go Rocket Takeover event, and I'm going to eventually build it for a Master League Classic Shadow Ampharos. But in the meantime, I thought, well, at level 39.5, the Flaafy actually gets to 1498. So I thought, this can't be that bad, can it? So let's give it a spin in Great League. And yes, I gave it a spin in Great League. And as you're going to see, don't build Shadow Flaafy Great League. So, leading Shadow Gliscor into Berserker. This is a pretty interesting matchup. They've got foul play, so I'm going to outpace to the Night Slash, but we're going to shield up the foul play here and throw our Night Slash. So hoping for a boost, but let's be real, it probably won't happen. Does get a shield, which is interesting, and we're going to throw another Night Slash here. So hopefully we get the second shield, which we actually do, which surprises me. They did sneak and they throw their foul play, so I'm happy to let this go. I think my win con here is in, well, my backline. So I'm going to bring in the Magnezone, and they're going to throw their close combat, so I'm forced to shield this. Magnezone is exceedingly glassy, so even a foul play would have hit hard, and they've got Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen sort of beats both the electric types in the back, which is the idea behind the team. So we've got the ground type, well, ground flying type in the lead to try and beat the grass and poison types. No, not the grass and ground types, my bad. And yeah, two electrics in the back. So we're just spamming out these mirror shots here, trying to do as much damage as we can, which isn't a lot. They're going to throw their earth power, which will be taking me out because it's double super effective. And yeah, our only play is to bring in Shadow Flaafy, and this thing gets Charge Beam, which is terrible. We actually end up catching the Poison Fang on Gliscor, which is really good. And I'm going to throw my Discharge. I should have thrown directly there, but they bring in their Berserker. I forget that they were energy dry, basically. So I throw my Discharge almost right away, which does take it out. They bring in the Nidoqueen, and I'm like, please, can I get to a Discharge? And they're just able to get to their Poison Fang after a bit of lag. My hair, interesting. So the Poison Fang almost kills us, and obviously debuffs our defense. We throw the Discharge, which will KO. But unfortunately, they've got Sylveon in back. So I didn't have much of a chance anyway. So GG's there. And let's go into the next battle against Peterson, I think. I don't know. We lead Shadow Gliscor into Hypno. So we are going to go for Night Slash on what I would think to be CMP. After 4 confusions. So their Elemental Punch will come through. And I get the boost, so I'm definitely shielding this. Could be an Ice Punch, which would be double super effective. It's just a Fire Punch. And we're going to throw on, again, what would be CMP. And they sneak. And that sneak is quite important, because it forces me to swap out of this. So I've got to swap into Flaafy. And look how much damage I've taken, and they've got Galarian Stunfisk back there. And this is not fun at all, because they're just going to be able to farm up to, well, gosh knows how much energy. The Thunderbolt, I mean, it hits harder than you'd expect, considering it's double resisted on a tanky mon like G-Fisk. But yeah, this Rock Slide's going to take me out. And we've got to go for the Earthquake here, and we're forced to shield this, because if we don't, well, let's, Magnezone, that's it. Magnezone can't do anything. So we actually get to the Earthquake, which is key. This is the only shot that I'm having at winning this game. So I throw the Earthquake, and I've got to swap it in, but look, they've got the energy, haven't they? And this Fire Punch will do a lot. Despite being non-stab from a Shadow Hypno, it will almost take out my Magnezone. I've got to throw just before that Confusion, the Confusion damage registers. So they've got Ninetales in the back, which it doesn't matter. Even a Mirror Shot would not have KO'd, it's too weak, and yeah, it just charms us down, which is unfortunate. Another Charmer sealing the fate to our team. So we're going to go into the next battle. We lead Shadow Gliscor into Alolan Graveler. So this is a pretty decent matchup. we resist all the electric type moves, and rock type moves are only neutral because of my part ground typing. So I'm going to shield this in case it's a stone edge, which it is, and I'm going to throw night slashes. I should really build up to the earthquake before night slashing, but I don't think it really matters because the opponent decides to shield that anyway. I'm going to go for another night slash on CMP, which I do lose, but I know I can live this rock blast. So that does about 40% of my health, and I'm going to throw this night slash. So I'm hoping for a boost here, but it's fine if not, because we can live the vault switches which are about to come. We throw on alignment and one vault switch before they reach their next move. And that night slash doesn't kill. I'm going to go for a catch, and I probably should have caught the move where it would have been resisted on the Magnezone, because as you're going to see, this does a lot of damage to the Shadow Flaafy, and they bring in Jumpluff. This isn't even that bad. Despite the fact they're a grass type, they're also a flying type, meaning that these electric type moves will be hitting for neutral rather than resisted. So I'm tempted to shield this, because my thought process is, if I shield this and get off a Thunderbolt onto the Jumpluff, it puts the Jumpluff into wild charge range for my Magnezone. So I throw the Thunderbolt, and that hits very hard considering how bulky Jumpluff is. I was super impressed. That was CMP, so the Energy Ball's going to take me out. I bring in Gliscor, which is, I don't know. It's a questionable play, but I get to a Night Slash, which is alright. So I'm going to throw that and bring in Magnezone and hope I can farm down. Please be another flying type in the back. It's Machamp, and I can still win this game, because one Wild Charge will KO the Machamp. So, my short-term memory loss, what the heck, is left, and it's the Graveler, and we're able to Spark down. So that was one of 2 wins I got with this team over, like, pretty much 2 sets. So this team does not work. I do not recommend the Shadow Flaafy at all. And this is a horrible lead, so we're going to swap straight into Flaafy, and they've got Trevenant. And, oh no, Trevenant's a grass type. It resists electric. Well, believe it or not, this Thunderbolt does more than half of Trevenant's health. And that is why I'm impressed with Flaafy's performance. It hits so hard, and it's pretty glassy as you can see. They do throw the Seed Bomb, and it just take me out. Well, we're set up in a pretty nice situation to farm down this Trevenant with wing attacks. Unfortunately, they get to a move, and it's a Shadow Ball, so really rough that I no-shielded that. Just hoping that the Magnezone has got a chance of sweeping the endgame, and they've got Swampert in the back. So I'm afraid this Magnezone has no chance whatsoever of sweeping the endgame. Thankfully, Mudshots are resisted, so we're going to spam out another Night Slash. I'm just really hoping they no-shield this. And they do no-shield it, and I'm like, oh god, they're going to try and farm me down. They're able to. I'm really hoping I get a sneak. I do not get a sneak. So, unfortunately, the opponent executing Fast Move Denial there costs me any slither of hope that I would have had at winning this game. So this Hydro Cannon hits very hard. I knew I needed to save a shield for an Earthquake from the Wall Rain. We're just going to go for the Wild Charge. It's our only win con at this point, them trying to call the Mirror Shot, but they shield. Well played by my opponent, and good game, because they just Powder Snows down. Which is alright, and you know, I went into this expecting to lose, and I did expect to lose. It's the Season of Spice. I just wanted to have some fun, and it's something that I bet none of you have ever seen used before. So this is a pretty good lead for us. We resist all of Galvantula's charge moves and fast moves for that. So we're just going to go straight Night Slash and pressure instant health off of this Galvantula. Does grab a shield, which is pretty cool. We're going to let this go. We can take it pretty comfortably, whatever it is. They do lunge, which is the right play to debuff my attack. And I'm going to throw on CMP, which is a pretty bad decision. I should have thrown one wing attack before, so I wasn't forced to shield this. So the opponent probably no shield, seeing as I'm double debuffed. And yeah, it doesn't kill them. And I bring in Flaafy, aggressively sniping. They can't react quick enough. And they bring in a Swampert, which again, it's a ground type, well, ground water. So it should single resist this electric type move. But look at how much this does. Oh my gosh, that does a lot of the Swampert's health. So I was pretty impressed with that. They're forced to throw energy before I reach another move. So I'm going to have to bring in Gliscor here. And this team is super weak to Swampert. And I'm thankfully able to reach a Night Slash. Really hoping that they're going to no-shield this. and they're not. So they actually shield that. And this is a really rough spot. I know that my win con here is probably mirror shotting rather than expending a shield. Look at how much these mud shots are doing to me. I'm going to have to shield this. And okay, right. Do I get to the mirror shot? That could well have been CMP for all I know. So we're able to get there. And what is in the back? It's a Skarmory. We've got a win con. Can we get to this wild charge? You know we can get to this wild charge. I honestly thought we'd lost that game. But boom, the wild charge one-shots. And that is why Magnezone is not to be slept on in the Great League. It's glassy, but it hits really, really hard. So I think we're going into the second to last game? Yeah, we're going into the second to last game. We lead Gliscor into Pelipper. And Pelipper's not very common, but both of my backline mons really like to see Pelipper. They bring in a Magcargo, which unfortunately for us has Incinerate. So I'm going to throw on what would be CMP tie if they threw their move. Did they throw their move? They did not throw their move. So I'm just going to throw another Wild Charge. And yeah, it gets both shields. So this isn't looking too bad. But the Magcargo has a lot of energy. And yeah, I'm going to let this go. It's just a Rock Tomb, which is best case scenario. I expected that. But they get to another Rock Tomb. So I'm forced to shield, which is quite unfortunate. I've got to land the Earthquake. I said that weirdly. Got to land the Earthquake to KO this Magcargo. Thankfully we get there, despite the fact that we are double debuffed. This is double super effective, and boom, that one-shots the Magcargo. I bring in Flaafy into the Pelipper, and they've got a Meganium. So they did stay in, which is pretty crucial. So I'm thinking I might be able to reach 2 moves here. So we're going to shield this up. This would definitely one-shot, almost one-shot. And we get to the Thunderbolt. We need to land 2 Thunderbolts to KO this Meganium, because you're going to see, boom, that hits very hard. And I'm really hoping we get there. And I think this is CMP. Please, can this Thunderbolt KO? And it can't. They live on 1 HP. I probably would have won that game. Actually, I probably wouldn't have, because they had a lot of energy on the Pelipper. But that's really unfortunate regardless. And they bring in the Pelipper, and they're going to throw their Weather Ball, and that's a good game. So very unfortunate there. Pelipper's a very interesting one. I think the Weather Ball nerf really hit Pelipper quite hard a couple of seasons back, because it just, I think it flipped the Galarian Stunfisk matchup. So it meant that Galarian Stunfisk now beats Pelipper. But speaking of Galarian Stunfisk, here is a Stunfisk lead. So I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake. I find that Galarian Stunfisk tend not to like to shield the first one, especially if they know my moveset, which perhaps Sylph Battlers might do. They might expect the Night Slash bait, so we're going straight for the Earthquake, and boom, that one-shots the Stunfisk. You love to see it, and they've got Swampert in the back, so Pride comes for a fall, and they, yeah, they've got Swampert. So we're going to throw the Night Slash, and it doesn't actually get a shield, so this is really good. I'm thinking here, committing shields is my best way to win this game. Am I? No, that's me thinking in hindsight. Whereas in reality, I just no-shielded and bring in the Flaafy, and Shadow on Shadow, this Hydro Cannon is going to hurt, and yes, it hurts. And I think they're able to farm me down. I potentially should have swapped out at that point, so I think I'm going to have to commit at least one, maybe both of my shields here. So, and they've got Machamp. Yeah, we've got no chance of winning this, unless they no-shield, but even then, I feel like they'd be able to mud-shot down. Yeah, they actually definitely would. So, very unfortunate there. I think this is the last game. Is it the last game? I think it's the last game against Dojik the Cleric. Come on then. And that's another Stunfisk lead. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, they're probably just going to be going for the Rock Slide. I don't know why I was counting there. No way, the Earthquake. I think that happened to me once. Someone Earthquaked my Gliscor for some reason. They actually bring in Jumpluff, and I'm going to stay in. I definitely shouldn't have stayed in. I should have gone straight into Magnezone, but it's fine. I'm going to try and catch, and I'm not able to catch. However, they are in range where one Wild Charge will more or less take it out here. So this is a decent situation. Energy Ball doesn't hit too hard. We can definitely live 2. Do I like to shield? I'm not going to shield, so I like this play. Gonna build up to back-to-back Wild Charges. And we will see whether they are willing to commit both shields here. They do not commit a shield, so that's a smart play, because Stunfisk can soak up all of this energy here. Yeah, that doesn't do too much. And this is a pretty rough spot. I'm really just hoping that I'm going to be able to land an earthquake. So I'm going to have to shield this rock slide because it would get me too low. They bring in Sableye and I'm quite quick to the switch, but Flaafy is not a Sableye counter. So we're just going to probably let this go. Yeah, our Wincon is in... Let's go. We're going to go for this Thunderbolt. They probably shield... but they don't, and that does a lot of damage. That hits very hard on the Sableye right there. It looks like it's even XL. So, I'm going to bait, and I think this is my only Wincon. I think my only Wincon is the double bait here. So, I should go for the Earthquake. I should go for the Earthquake, shouldn't I? So, I'm going to shield this Rock Slide. And I think I chicken out. I don't chicken out. Actually, no. I remember this game. The Earthquake is going to unfortunately get shielded. And if I'd have baited here, you're going to see this is CMP, this Night Slash. If I'd have baited, so thrown the Night Slash before and got this was the Earthquake, it would have KO'd. But it didn't. Look, to be honest, I'm not too mad about that one, because sometimes you make the right call, sometimes you don't. And yeah. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's definitely been very fun recording these battles. Even though I only won 2 games, I had so much fun. And I cannot wait to use Shadow and Feroce in the Master League Classic. And that will be a lot better than this, I guarantee you. So stick around for that. Make sure you like the video. If you enjoy, you want to see more, please consider subscribing. I know everyone says it, but it does help the channel massively. And yeah, I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Have a good day. Bye.